ụmụnne m a na-ekwu nke na-eme na ọzọ a na-eme a na-ekwu na Mike Anoid na-eme investigation concerning all these people na-eme jangi maka Christian genocide na-eme kịta ọkpọwaga aha. Mike Anoid have started to call the names of those people that orchestrated this thing called Christian genocide in ala Nigeria. This is not a joke. Oh, this is not a joke. He have started to mention the names of those people that are responsible. Mandi na-aga na BBC, ha aga na CNN, ha aga na American Genewa. He named so many people, their name, the people that went on to target, to go and close it, to target Christian genocide, to target farmers' headers clash, to call it a climate exchange, to call it onwe ha na-akpọ. He said that for a longest time that they don't even know what was going on in Nigeria. Because they will tell you that it's a farmers dispute, farmers headers clash. He said a whole lot of things in this video. This man, he took out his time to write something concerning Nigeria in this time. He said he did investigations and find out all this whole thing. Nigeria. If they don't scrap up this nation called Nigeria, in the nearest future. Because these people they call politicians, they are in peace. They work together in order to continue to buy people. These people, they work together in order to continue to buy people. This is not a matter of Ndi Igbo, or the matter of Ndi Ugwu, or the matter of Ndendere. That is why I will always tell you that it is better for everybody to come together now and fight these people. Fight the government. Because they have put in division among us in order to take away our eyes from the real thing. They are united though. These people are united in order to, that is, to buy everybody. It's not a joke. After reading this thing, you will realize that this man have taken out his time to continue to expose Nigeria. And Okenoro Anyi is to continue to share the video. Is to continue to share it so that people will see what is going on. So that people will see what the government of Nigeria can, the extent they can go because of politics, with human life, with people's property, because of gain, because of wealth. So that people will see what the UK can do, because what they cannot do does not exist. United Kingdom, fear them all. These people, hey, millions of people, their blood is on their head. Ono nishinda. Ndabara wicked. Let's continue. From Mike Anoid, he said, origin of the false narrative. Meet the Soros-founded Sharia propagandist who gave the world permission to ignore Nigeria's Christian genocide. This is coming from Mike Anoid. I continue. For nearly a decade, the world has been told that the mass killing of Christians in Nigeria is actually a climate dispute. Farmer headers clash, fighting over shrinking land, 125,000 dead bodies dismissed as weather. Here is the man who built that lie. Here is the man who built that lie. I told you that he made mention of them. Those people that keep up going from BBC to CNN, from CNN to another place, they write papers that is not this, is not that, is not a Christian genocide, is farmers' headers clash. They name it everything. Is a climate change, is this, is that. Don't worry, Ngemeruni explain. I got your back. From Mike Anoid, here is the story the world has been told about Nigerians' violence. The Muslim Fulani people are herders. They have grazed cattle across West Africa for centuries, but the climate is changing. The Sahara is expanding. The rain are fallen. The grassland are shrinking. Desperate and displaced by force beyond their control, Fulani herders are pushing south into the farming territory. They clash with Christian farmers over land and water. This is from what those people have written. What they have gone to CNN and present to them that there is no Christian genocide. I'm trying to tell you what this man wrote. You know, what Mike Anoid, his investigations, what the books he read. Don't worry, you will hear. They clash with Christian farmers over land and water. Both sides suffer. Both sides kill. It is a tragedy of scarcity, not religion. It is global warming, not genocide. This is the official narrative. It is taught in universities and Akuziana universities, cited in UN reports, repeated by Western diplomats, and amplified by major media outlets from the New York Times to BBC. BBC. When I tell you fear, okay for BBC, God will punish BBC. Is it BBC? Okay, so what? We continue. It has been the dominant framework for understanding Nigerians' violence since 2017. Every time a journalist, a congressman, or a human rights organization raises the word genocide, this narrative is the response. Both sides, climate resource, complexity. It is a lie, and it was built deliberately by a specific institution funded by specific money, authored by a specific man at a specific moment in time for a specific political purpose. This man said that these people, they will go to BBC, they will go to CNN. When they reach there, they will tell them that this is farmers' headers clash, that there is nothing like Christian genocide, that there is nothing like a Muslim killing Christian, nothing like that. That this is a dispute, dispute, ogo, between ndị na-aza ala na ndị na-aza ala. Iyotago, ihe a na-asị, unu na-azụ oke, no yanwa. Ebe a ga-abụ ebe unu ga-ana, ebe a ga, do you understand? Dispute between, ndị na-azụ ala. So, ihe a ka ha na-present to the Congress. For so many years, since 2015, that they begin to complain about it, they will tell you, no, nothing like Christian genocide. God will bless Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because without Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, probably all these things wouldn't have come out. You see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will live long more than anybody that is betraying you, more than anybody that is backstabbing you, anybody, any man or woman that is expecting you to go down, that person, if not for this man's intervention, a lot of things, these people have been cooking this thing for so many years, and they are burying it under their carpet. They don't care. They don't care about anybody. I continue to read according to Mark Anoid's investigation. This is his own personal investigation. Okay? He said that he will continue to expose Nigeria, that he's not getting tired. I want to tell you people one thing. You see, when people that are together are in one thing, maybe all of a sudden they did not carry them along, they will begin to voice out the truth. Maybe, allegedly, maybe, if they have added him in this particular thing, Nigeria, maybe, I'm just saying, just for saying sake, allegedly, the lie has allowed 125,000 Nigerian Christians to die without word, calling it what it is. Ndị mmadụ na-anwụ every day, and I say our farmers' headers clash. Drought does not burn churches. Desertification does not massacre families at 2 a.m. Climate change does not produce a kill ratio of Christian for every Muslim in the affected region. Okay? Then I continue. What is actually happening in Nigeria, in Nigeria's middle belt, the geographic boundary where the predominant Muslim north meets the predominant Christian south, is coordinatedly armed 9 times ratio on Christian farming villages, men, women, children killing, crops burned, churches burnt, schools and homes destroyed, land seized, occupied, surveillance driven into displacement camp where they live in conditions Amnesty International has called a humanitarian disaster. Okay, this has been documented by Nigerian Christian Research, U.S. congressional delegations, Open Doors, Genocide Watch, and dozens other organizations. Okay? It fits the legal definition of genocide under the 1948 UN Convention. act committed with intent to destroy a religious group as such. The climate narrative exists to prevent that conclusion from being reached. And the story of how it was built is the story that this article tells. On that now this his book is going to review everything on how it started, the name of the people, how they have been, putting the thing out to the world, the reason why they have not, be putting mind in all this Christian genocide for years. From all indication, even with the level of exposure enyegoro this Christian genocide in Nigeria, still Nigerian government is fighting it. Crooks, that is, with crooks and nails, crooks and tricks. These people are fighting it with all their heart, all their mind. That is to tell you the extent they have gone in the past in order to cover it. Hey. Mana Maazị Nnamdi Kanu have exposed them. Oh, Maazị Nnamdi Kanu cheptara ha ụkwụ n'ama. Yes, so I continue. Nigeria is Africa's most populous nation, over 230 million people. It held some of the world's largest oil reserve and an estimated $700,000 billion in untapped minerals. Nigeria Diego, mana Nigeria katafufu. It is home to both the world's sixth largest Muslim population and one of its largest Christian population, divided roughly north and the south along a geographic and political fault line that has defined the country since independence. The man is trying to, give you a little clue about Nigeria. For most of Nigerian post-independence history, political and military power has been concentrated in the Muslim north. Actually, I want you to observe something from here. Okay? Concentrated in the Muslim north and establishments rooted in the Sokoto Caliphate. The Islamic Empire, established by a jihadist named Usman Dan Fodio in 1804. The Christian South generates the wealth, and the North has controlled how it is distributed and who holds the power. In Abuja, the capital, Cameroon never is plain. Also that the South, they generate the money. That is, the oil is situated in the South. Do you understand? The oil is situated in the South. Then in the North, they are the people that holds the power. Look at it now, it's true. Every nation went all year on South. Be wete ya na Igbo, we wete ya na kede be this man afọ ya haka ọ ṅụrụ mmiri ọkwa. Yes, so that is it. After it, ndị Hausa, that is why they don't want to leave ndị Igbo ka ha ala. Ndị Hausa chooses onye ga-abụ president ga na handle the oil. This has been happening for years. I continue. In 2010, that arrangement was briefly disrupted. A Christian from Nigeria's oil-producing Niger Delta, Goodluck Jonathan, became president, not by coup, but by secession when the northern Muslim president died in office under Jonathan. Radical Islam was being confronted rather than accommodated. There was effectively zero internal displaced persons. No refuge camp of people displaced from their villages by armed group. The National Christian Center and mosque stood at equal height in Abuja. It was a fragile moment. It was also an intolerable one to the northern establishment that has always controlled federal powers and in broader interest in keeping Nigerians' resource under sympathetic management. During that time, Goodluck Jonathan, according to Mike Anoid, also that the president that was ruling then, no more on office. So Goodluck Jonathan, ndị North na-afụkashi. And that period, enwebekwe ihe a na-akpọ IDP camp. If you remember, all these people bidoro this Christian genocide. From they started. I say a kidnap Chibok girls. Where you disorganize, Goodluck Ebere. A lot of things happened. That were on the Chibok girls. Boy, Goodluck Ebere Jonathan. ọ na-ahịọtụ n'elu na-ahịọtụ na ndịda. Goodluck Jonathan na ọ batara n'ọchịchị Nigeria yasa ọ na-egbuchi ndị mmadụ. A lot of things happened though. Goodluck apụta na television o tie n'aka ya ada ọcha. What these people cannot do does not exist. In order to return power to themselves. That is why they started this Christian genocide. Oh yes, no, I continue. In 2015, with direct assistance from the Obama administration, including Dave Asteroid, Obama's own chief political strategist, advising the campaign, Muhammadu Buhari was elected president. Buhari was a former military dictator who had publicly called for Sharia law to be imposed across all Nigeria. And for global Sharia law worldwide, Boko Haram had chosen him as its preferred government mediator. Under his administration, the killing accelerated. Security forces stood down during Fulani attack on Christian villages. Perpetrators operated with near total impunity by 2017. The death toll was climbing towards figures that demanded an international response. Was that during that 2017, in one community, about 200 and something, 70 something. It's still happening, I'm not saying that it's no longer happening. It's still even Hannah in our church this time. They don't even fear God again. They will go anywhere and buy people. They will go anywhere and massacre people. Consign them. They did all those things because they want to put Buhari. They put Buhari, it continued. Because they want to implement Sharia law. That is when the climate narrative appeared. Okay, it was during that period they said, this is climate change. Climate change. Change of weather. We may have climate. Climate change or change of weather. That is the you understand what I'm saying? Climate change. The document that changed everything on September 19, 2017, then 10 months after Donald Trump won the US presidential election, the International Crisis Group published African Report number 252, Headers Against Farmers, Nigeria's Expanding Deadly Conflict. Okay, President Donald J. Trump, he came in, everybody started to panic. Then Nigeria went in, they published a farmers headers clash as a paper. You understand? So that Americans will read, the world powers will read, everybody will read, and they will, couple it and say this is farmers headers clash. Nigeria. This 40-page document established the interpretative framework that could define Western understanding of Nigerians' violence for the next decades. The killings was caused by climate change in how we have Nigerian government, desertification and competition for land in how Nigeria. The Fulani was climate refugee. The Christian farmers were the other part in the resource dispute. The solution was dialogue, livestock reform, and grazing research. There was no genocide. There was no jihad. There was weather. This is coming from Nigeria. In how we immediately have Donald Trump. Onyo will begin to panic. Onyo worry like this. They are scared. They begin to publish farmers headers clash, climate change, land grazing, the Fulani grazing. That is a Fulani grazing. This is not a genocide. This is not buying of Christian. This is not this. This is not that. But the real truth still remains that all these things has been exposed. Yes, so because within that period, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was on radio Biafra radio. Now bombard. Nigeria is shining. This man, as your attorney general, Kedavaya Malami Burugasaida, yo Burugasaida, but Amazi Tibu, but Amazi Kedebono, he is deceiving Nigerians. That timing was not accidental. Under Barack Obama, the U.S. State Department itself had been providing this narrative cover, insisting that violence in Nigeria had nothing to do with religion, blocking arms sales to the Christian-led Jonathan government while condemning it for fighting jihadists. And ultimately helping install the Buhari government that opened the doors to accelerated killings. That cover was free under Obama. It required no institutional infrastructure. It required nothing because Obama was there. What is he trying to say? That during that time of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, that is the ex-president before Buhari, that Obama was helping these jihadists. They were pushing. All these jihadists, they were pushing, buying people. If Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is trying to stop it, they will be questioning him. Why are you trying to stop it? This and that. Hey, if you remember that period that they kidnapped Chibok girls and go and give them belle. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is buying people. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Okay. After everything, Obama installed Buhari. Buhari entered into power and the thing became worse. The reason why they installed Buhari was to help them to Islamize Nigeria. Because Buhari is one of those people that were preaching about this Sharia law. So that they will install Sharia law in Nigeria. If you Google about Nigeria, if Nigeria is a multicultural, kineko, they will say no. They will tell you that Nigeria is a Muslim country. You don't know. The day I googled it, I was shocked. The same way you are shocked. Okay, Trump changed that. His evangelical base knew about Nigeria. Christians' persecution was on his agenda. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was preaching. Trump will be the end of Nigeria jihadists. Trump is going to be the end of Nigeria. I think it's a lie. God brought Trump. You see everything that is happening in this struggle? God is aware. Chukwu Okike Abiama is aware. He's the one that is even piloting the boat now because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all the Kahie Kiki Goya out. God is the one that is piloting the boat. He's the one channeling everything, left, right, and center. God, Chukwu Okike Abiama, abanyego in the struggle. Trump will change every narrative. That Trump batara. They still carry all these people who the suckers, the demon, the ajoma, waiting here. They want to scatter the whole thing. That is why one of the people that we are fighting about this Christian genocide, Sobu Trump, make campaign. They have entered him. Nigerian government have paid him. Even kit on a Niger data, allegedly. On a Niger data, allegedly. Even I read that news, if you remember. He's one of them that is milking, allegedly, Nigeria oil. Yeah, so I continue. They carry all these people and put behind, that is an Akoko Trump, so that he will continue to distract them. I made a video when I told you people that the President Donald J. Trump has been distracted about what is going on. Over 2 days, I saw a video where they said that they carry drones and came to Nigeria. I still made a video. I told you people that that drone is not going to do anything. Because most of all these people has been bribed, allegedly. Yes, so that is why Nigeria have the effrontery to tell you that they will be the one that will control the drones, that American government cannot come and fight their terrorists. You want to tell me that world power will die in a Hanabeego? And this kind of thing. Trump mama. Trump ama manando sazo. Congress, Mantanimo, Hanalego, Kama Hageku B, Hasio will see. I made a video in the afternoon where I was telling you people that this man said that they removed him because they don't want him to come and expose some certain things. I continue. ICG report number 252 was that replacement. Within months of publication, It was being cited by UN agencies, adopted by Western diplomats, embodied in academic literature, and repeated by every major media outlet covering Nigeria. The former header's climate framework had become the official story. Every subsequent genocide claim would be made with reference to that document. Climate change, your farmers headers clash. Trump abịago everywhere. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu bidoro from long time immemorial na-eti mkpu enweghị climate gịnị nwa ọ bụ Christian genocide. A na-egbu ndị Christian. Yes, and that is one of the reasons why President Donald J. Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, CPC. Every subsequent genocide claim would be met with a reference to that document. It was the most subsequential piece of narrative infrastructure built around Nigeria's violence, and it was built by one man. The UN adopted it. Academics cited it. Journalists repeated it. 125,000 deaths were reclarified as a weather problem. One man wrote the document that made all of that possible. Let us talk about these people. Now is the time to talk about and name them. I know that this is Nnamdi Obasi. They purposely gave him that name, Nnamdi Obasi. You know what it is? Like this, they will not have peace of mind. If you remember the time they talked about that guy asking on Obog, screwdriver. They said a whole lot of things. To use it as a shield. I list their name. His name is Nnamdi Obasi. His title is Senior Advisor to Nigeria at the International Crisis Group. He has held that position with one brief interruption. Since 2006, he is the single person most responsible for the narrative that has allowed the Nigerian Christian genocide to continue without international intervention. According to him, according to my Anoid, no, this man, or this Nnamdi Obasi, that is the one that he's the one that have been in position, that have been writing. I write here a push to UN. I write here a push to academic sites. I write here a push on the journalists. I write here a push, yes, so to cover up. And I say farmers headers clash. If he is not taken, his name is not Nnamdi. Let's continue. When the New York Times published its January 2026 hit pieces of Emeka Balance, that man, the Nigerian Christian researcher who has compiled the most comprehensive documentation of genocide, including 125,000 Christian deaths since 2009. According to him, according to my Anoid, he's saying that this Emeka Balasi is the man that has been compiling, all the people a na-egbu ọ na-ede ya egbu onye nke a ode ya ọ na-agagharị na-ede ime nwe ndị na-eme otu ahụ n'ọdịmanụ bụ ihe so ndị Naijiria bịa twist ya mgbe ahụ ịhụ ihe nọ na-akwụpụ na ịntanetị that time asị na ọ wụzi Emeka na-egbu mmadụ Chineke nda ka a chụwa ya kedu ebe ọ nọ onye Igbo ọ nọ na-abụ afịa ọgwụ onye Igbo Emeka Balance. A lot of things happened. It was Obasi who delivered the kill shots. The Time called Balance a screwdriver salesman. Obasi called his life work a total blank with very, very faulty authentic. The Time printed it without asking a single question about who Obasi is or what his career is actually represents. They will not ask question because her name go ya Obasi, Emeka Obasi Kogene. They just want to paint it. Anyway, we are going to continue this reading his investigation. My people, if you come across this video, please do well to share it. Drop your thoughts under the comment section and support your girl. I will continue. We will continue to expose them. we can never go back. I still remain your number one Adibu. I will see you in my next video.